Hey everyone, I'm Lynn. If you've been watching the market so far in 2026, you might notice one stock behaving in the most bizarre way imaginable. That stock? Tesla. No other ticker has looked this ghost ridden. No other stock this perplexing. Look at this. Tomorrow, January 13th, the U.S. House of Representatives is set to debate a bill that could completely redefine autonomous driving in America. Tesla has even started talking publicly about building its own 2 nanometer chip fab. This isn't about making cars anymore. This is an offensive strategy. Yet somehow, despite these nuclear grade catalysts, the stock has barely moved. It's been sideways, listless, almost going backward. If you're watching this and thinking, there must be something we're missing, you're not alone. Before we go deeper, hit that subscribe button. You're going to want to stick around for this. 1. Why Tesla isn't reacting, a macro timeout. Big funds are behaving strangely, almost dead in the water, even as positive headlines flood the newswire. Why? Because Wall Street wasn't just waiting for a Tesla catalyst. They were waiting for Friday's jobs data. In an election year, what scares smart money most isn't innovation. It's economic uncertainty. They fear a hard landing. They fear rising unemployment. And until the data hit the tape, no amount of good news could budge them. Then Friday happened. Unemployment came in at 4.4%. Non-farm payrolls added just 50,000 jobs, well below expectations of 65,000. Suddenly, the uncertainty that froze markets has a name, and the market hates uncertainty more than anything. 2. The spring effect. Good news was being stored. Let me introduce you to what I call the spring effect. Good news doesn't disappear just because the stock doesn't respond. It transforms. Every positive development that went ignored this week didn't vanish. It got compressed like energy stored in a spring. Now that spring is about to uncoil. And the real trigger? Tomorrow's January 13th hearing, the day Tesla's Cybercab could finally get a production green light. 3. Why January 13th is a true game changer. Right now, Tesla faces a choker, a regulatory limit that caps production of vehicles without steering wheels or mirrors at 2,500 units per year. That's not manufacturing scale. That's a sideshow. It's enough for internal testing, nothing more. But if tomorrow's bill clears the committee, that limit explodes from 2,500 to 90,000 units per year. And this is not a linear increase. It's a qualitative shift. At 90,000 units, Tesla transforms from a vehicle maker that occasionally earns money to a massive revenue engine that prints cash every second. Imagine it 90,000 fully autonomous robotaxis, no drivers, no wages, operating 24/7, 365. With per mile operating costs under $1, this becomes a perpetual revenue machine scaling across New York, LA, San Francisco simultaneously. This changes Tesla's valuation model at a tectonic level. They're no longer selling individual cars for one-time profit. They become a platform that monetizes mobility itself. 4. The hidden sword in the bill, federal preemption. But there's an even more insidious piece of the legislation. Today, Tesla has to deal with fragmented regulation. California has one rule, Texas another. Every state requires separate compliance, different testing, different procedures. It's a compliance nightmare, lawyers and bureaucratic drag that kills speed. Tomorrow's bill proposes federal regulatory preemption, meaning once passed in Washington, the feds override all state-by-state autonomous driving rules. That's like going from driving on back roads to suddenly hitting a nationwide highway. The value of that deregulatory change is arguably greater than the value of the autonomous driving tech itself. This clears the last political roadblock standing between Tesla and industrial-scale robotaxi deployment. 5. Now, let's talk about Tesla's internal storm. While the market focused on macro data, Elon Musk quietly dropped another bomb. Tesla is planning its own 2 nanometer chip factory. Some skeptics have already rolled their eyes. Build chips, leave it to NVIDIA. But if you think that, you're missing the endgame. In the AI era, compute power is oil. Chips are the refineries. Tesla relying on third-party silicon is like a car company that buys gasoline at market price forever. Tesla wants to own the refinery. 2 fundamental advantages of going custom. 1, cost control. NVIDIA chips are powerful but built to serve everyone. They carry neural units you don't need, like paying for a Swiss Army knife when all you want is a scalpel. By designing a bespoke chip focused only on what Tesla needs, costs can drop an order of magnitude. When others are paying thousands per chip, Tesla could be paying hundreds. 2. Energy efficiency. 2 nanometer tech is the current physical limit of semiconductor scaling. Lower power consumption means more onboard compute with less battery drain. That means smarter models on the car, longer range, and a vehicle that's essentially a mobile high performance compute center. Idle. Rent your car's compute power. This is vertical integration taken to the extreme, from design to battery to silicon to finished vehicle. Competitors won't be facing just another EV. They'll face a well oiled industrial monster. 6. 2 engines, 1 valuation revival. Now look at both engines together. Tesla's externally unlocked regulatory runway, Tesla's internal compute independence. These are the dual currents powering a valuation resurgence the market hasn't priced yet. And the past week's market behavior? It wasn't a collapse in fundamentals. It was a macro stress test. Institutional money froze because jobs data was softer than expected. Fear of recession hung over everything. Tariff litigation risk in the courts threatens bond yields, and when uncertainty dominates, no matter how strong a company's prospects, risk capital runs for cover. That's why, even as headlines touted good news, Tesla's price action looked lifeless. 7. The turning point. Certainty arrives, but now the job data is released. The cliff of recession hasn't materialized. Tariff chaos is settling. The greatest bull catalyst in markets isn't a great number. It's certainty replacing uncertainty. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Funds that sat on their hands are about to re-engage. This is why the next trading session could mark a significant repricing. 8. Your opportunity window, act before the gap. Here's the critical piece you need to understand. When a major news event is coming, the real money is made before the headline hits ticker tape. Most retail investors wait for confirmation. Most institutional traders want the final verdict. But left side trading, acting before the result, is where outsized gains happen. Tomorrow's hearing isn't just another meeting. It's a defining moment. If the 90,000 unit quota becomes reality, Tesla's fundamental story has shifted. That's when price gaps, breakouts, and regime changes occur. 9. What to watch. When markets open, in the next trading session, key signals will be confirmation of hearing outcome, any language pointing to federal preemption, updates on the 2 nanometer facility, location, timing, partners, shift in institutional order flow and volatility compression. This is where the narrative becomes reality.